Hey, what's up guys? Today we're going to talk about a somewhat controversial topic, steroids. We're going to get into what they are, what they do, side effects, and much more. So let's get into the video. So what are steroids and what do they do? Well, according to the dictionary definition, a steroid is any of a large class of organic compounds with a characteristic molecular structure containing 4 rings of carbon atoms, 3 6-membered and 1 5. They include many hormones, alkaloids, and vitamins. I didn't really understand what that meant. Essentially, steroids is a general term for synthetically created hormones, and they're split up into 3 categories. Sex hormones, such as testosterone and estrogen, corticosteroids that can treat headaches, fevers, and a variety of inflammation, and anabolic androgenic steroids, more commonly referred to as PEDs, which is usually a synthetic form of testosterone, and that's what we'll be focusing on in this video. Anabolic androgenic steroids have 2 main functions. The anabolic chemical promotes muscular growth, while the androgenic enhances masculine features, and it's the combination of those 2 chemicals that mimic testosterone in the body. But how does testosterone aid in muscle development? Well, taking anabolic androgenic steroids that mimic testosterone in the body aid in building muscle because an increased level of testosterone also increases protein synthesis, which is the creation of protein strands to help muscle fibers grow back bigger and stronger. So why is it that some people who take steroids look like this, while others end up looking like this? Well, here we have Lance Armstrong, a highly decorated cyclist who got busted in 2012 for using steroids. But looking at him, he doesn't look like the mass monsters that you would see crossing the Mr. Olympia stage. Well, the reason for that is the types of steroids that he was taking and their dosages were conducive to his goals. So for example, he took compounds like cortisone to reduce pain and inflammation, human growth hormone to increase size and power, and erythropoietin, more commonly referred to as EPO, to increase red blood cells to cause him to have better endurance. On top of all of that, he took diuretics that excrete water for rapid weight loss and mask the appearance of other banned substances. Now, when we look at bodybuilders who have been very open about their steroid use, their cycles comprise of steroids that can do everything from increased strength and muscle gains, to burning fat and aiding in endurance, and even decreasing recovery time. Now, while steroids have an abundance of benefits, they can come with some pretty serious side effects, and those side effects can look different in men and women. For women taking anabolic androgenic steroids, their estrogen levels can decrease, causing them to have a lower sex drive, an irregular menstrual cycle, increased body and facial hair, and even a deeper voice, all resulting from the androgenic side of steroids. For men, the natural production of testosterone can decrease, causing their testicles to shrink. Also, because the body's natural testosterone levels are lower, the use of anabolic androgenic steroids can result in erectile dysfunction, low sex drive, and some men even grow breast tissue as the body converts excess testosterone into estrogen. There's also the acne, the likelihood of roid rage due to the chemical imbalances in the brain, an increased risk of heart disease and stroke due to the increased blood pressure and heart rates, heart attack due to the thickening of the blood and an increase in bad cholesterol, liver damage, liver failure, infertility in men and women, and more. Additionally, while steroids are not classified as an addictive drug like nicotine, it can cause users to have severe body dysmorphia, causing them to fall into a vicious cycle of feeling that they need more steroids in order to get bigger to achieve a potentially unattainable physique. So the million-dollar question is, how do you tell if somebody's on steroids?
A surefire way to tell if someone's on steroids is if they're bigger than you.
No, not quite. The truth is that there isn't a one-size-fits-all answer. You don't know how long somebody's been training, you don't know what their nutrition is like, and you don't know what their genetics are like. There are some people who are on steroids, but they don't look like they are. Then there are others who are natural, but under the right conditions, such as good lighting, a pump, camera angles, they can look like they're on gear. Probably one of the best indicators to tell whether somebody is on steroids or not is the amount of muscle they're able to hold on their frame in comparison to the amount of body fat they have. Because anabolic androgenic steroids cause the body to break down fat cells and use their energy to increase muscle mass and promote muscle growth, if you see a mass monster with an extremely low level of body fat, there's a high likelihood that they're on PEDs. Age is also a pretty big indicator as to whether somebody may be on steroids or not. As we grow older, our natural testosterone levels start to fall, and that directly impacts our ability to build and retain muscle. So if you see somebody who's in their 50s or their 60s and they're absolutely jacked, there's a likelihood that they may be taking some steroids, even if it's just to replace the testosterone that naturally diminished over time. Now, as for my opinion on steroids, I feel like everybody should be free to do what they want with their body. I think that those who are interested in taking PEDs should do research, have their blood work done, and talk to medical professionals so that they're able to make an informed decision. Everybody's goals are different, and some people want a physique that can only be achieved through steroids. I just think the majority of the population needs to adopt a performance-enhancing lifestyle before we start turning to performance-enhancing drugs. Are your macronutrients and caloric intake conducive to your goals? Are you drinking enough water? Are you getting enough sleep? Are you training hard enough? For most of us, we're lacking in one or more of those areas, and as a result, we'll never reach our fullest potential naturally. My only issue with steroids is when people who use steroids have a following and try to convince their audience that their physique was attained naturally. It fills impressionable minds with the idea that they can look like their favorite bodybuilder or influencer if they just train hard enough or if they just hit their macros every day. And while training hard and eating right will make you look like your best you, an enhanced physique will almost always be unattainable naturally. So yeah, that's all for this video. Thank you so much for sticking around until the end. Please make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe if you learned something, and I'll see you in the next one.